Therefore, behold, I send you prophets, wise men, and scribes.
On 25th, this I had strong women begin to ascend. And then the Lord showed me the UK, I saw France, and I saw again Argentina. This is the fragmentation I was telling you. Now you see Argentina appearing twice. So strong women begin to ascend, and I saw UK, I saw France, I saw Argentina. The Lord has restrained me from talking much about the UK. You will see, because there's a prophecy there that has begun by the to take place. It's going to be fulfilled very soon. And okay. And the Lord said the significance of these strong women beginning to ascend is the seed of the woman being raised up against the harlot, Babylon. Amen. So this, the Lord is raising them against Babylon, and Babylon also has her seed in a country called the United States. Let him has ears here. So, should I decode it a little bit? Babylon has also raised her woman in the US. And the Lord is now raising his women in other nations. But I saw UK, I saw France, I saw Argentina, and pray for France, because I think the enemy is using it very, very strong. Then on 26th, I had another word. Fragmentation again. Ascendancy of strong women. I had said across Europe and in South America, and I'm sure Argentina is in South America. So that was, I think the reason why it came twice is for establishing that it is an assured thing. Hallelujah.
Celebrations in the National Rally headquarters as results come in on Sunday evening. An unexpected and historic score for the party.
My feeling? It's obvious. I'm happy.
With 89 members of parliament, the National Rally multiplies by 10 times its presence in the National Assembly. After disappointing results in the municipal and regional elections in the last 2 years, the National Rally is now the third largest party in the lower house. Marine Le Pen lands a comfortable win with 61% of the votes in her district against the leftist alliance NUPES.
The French people have severely punished a government whose decisions made them suffer a lot in the past 5 years. And it sends a signal to Emmanuel Macron.
Now, when the economy collapses, there are casualties, not just among ordinary citizens, even among politicians. And it looks like we have found the first one. President of France, Emmanuel Macron. He once compared himself to Jupiter. In Roman mythology, Jupiter is the king of gods. He is not bothered by petty politics or everyday squabbles. Jupiter rules like an all-powerful autocrat. Macron wanted to be something similar, a powerful president unaffected by politics. Well, that was the case in the first term, but the second term is not going to plan. Emmanuel Macron has been dragged down from Olympus. The French voters have humbled him. Let me show you how. France follows a semi-presidential system, which basically means there are two power centers in the country, the presidency and the parliament. Now, Macron won the presidency again in the month of April. But to govern seamlessly, he needed the parliament as well. And those elections, the parliamentary elections, were held on Sunday. Let's look at the results. Macron's coalition won 245 seats out of a total of 577. The right-wing parties won 89 seats. The leftists won more than 150 seats. The majority mark is 289, which means Emmanuel Macron is short by 44 seats. He does not have a majority. And this happens very rarely in French politics. You see, their system is designed to help the president get a parliamentary majority. Every president has done so in the last 20 years.
I, Sir Graham Brady, the returning officer for the Conservative and Unionist Party leadership election, declare that the total number of valid votes given to each candidate was as follows. Rishi Sunak, 60,399. Lizz Truss, 81,326. Therefore, I give notice that Lizz Truss is elected as the leader of the Conservative and Unionist Party. Will come up on stage.
As a young Lib Dem, Lizz Truss called for the abolition of the monarchy. But today she has been appointed by the Queen as her 15th Prime Minister. It's a day of firsts. Truss is the first PM to share the monarch's name, and never before during her reign has Queen Elizabeth II appointed the new country's leader at Balmoral. The last time this happened was almost 140 years ago, when Queen Victoria appointed Lord Salisbury.
Tonight, a rare public appearance by Queen Elizabeth for the first time in over a month. Britain's increasingly frail monarch clutching a walking stick while shaking hands with her 15th Prime Minister. Queen Elizabeth appointing Elizabeth Truss, the UK's third female leader, the two women making history in more ways than one. Prime Minister Truss travelling 500 miles to Balmoral Castle because of the Queen's mobility issues. That hasn't happened for 140 years.
This was unique. I heard and saw Balmoral Castle. It's a royal palace in the UK.
Traditionally, the Queen holds audience with outgoing and incoming premiers at Buckingham Palace, London. However, when the outgoing 14th Prime Minister of the Queen, Boris Johnson, and the incoming 15th Prime Minister of Her Majesty, Liz Truss, were due to meet her, the very long tradition was changed. On Wednesday, 31st August 2022, it was announced that the monarch would remain at Balmoral Castle, Scotland, for the appointment of Liz Truss. Sunday, 25th September 2022. Italy went to the polls to vote a new Prime Minister. The election brought in Italy's first ever woman Prime Minister, who also heads the right-wing party, Brothers of Italy. Incredibly, this is the first time since the end of World War II, 77 years ago, in 1945, that a right-wing party has come into power. 45-year-old Giorgia Meloni's incredible election comes at a time when the High King of Heaven declared that it was time for strong women leaders to ascend in Europe. This is especially so as by the time of this incredible prophecy, the former Prime Minister of Italy, 75-year-old Mario Draghi, was still firmly secure in his position, and there were no plans for any general elections. But he was not secure from the impact of the dangerous prophetic word from Prophet Andrew P. Juko. All these sets of changes are no product of chance. Only heaven's power could realign such events powerfully. Which country is next? This is the potency of prophecy.